1-on-1, never lost. Went to the finals, never lost.
You never got here, LeVar.
Who?
You.
I've been a 1-on-1 champ. Never lost 1-on-1.
All right.
Back at it again, it's the Gus Spence, and you know what time it is. It's time for the most intriguing games of the week. We have made it to the Final Four, people. We are at the State Semifinals. 4 East Texas teams are in the playoffs still. What I consider 903 East Texas teams are still in the playoffs. Malakoff, Carthage, Kilgore, and Longview. So shout out to those 4 teams that are still going, still providing entertainment for East Texas football-wise. Man, it's a great time of the year, especially when your team is in the playoffs, and it's always fun for me when Longview's still going into the state semifinals. They are actually our team of the week. A very dominating performance that nobody saw coming. 50-14, nobody saw 50-14 coming. They were absolutely dominant in the rain against DeSoto. They were more physical, they were tougher, they were more disciplined, and they ran the football right at them. And DeSoto had no answers. Offensively, DeSoto had some success throwing the ball here and there early on. Tiger had a pretty good game running the football, like not anything like he was. This was the first time he got a chance to see what maybe a college defense looked like. He didn't get to run for 300 yards against the Longview defense. They kind of, I don't want to say made him quit, but he didn't finish the game. It's just a classic Longview defensive performance. Goes right into 2018 against Spring Westfield. That type of dominance. And the rain played a factor, but it was what it is. It is what it is. Longview just came out and dominated. Physically, the toughest team on the field, and they bought themselves a ticket to the state semifinal against Southlake Carroll, which we will discuss more later. So Longview is the team of the week. Let's find out who the player of the week is. Our top 10 players from the regional finals. At number 10, Mike Jones. Mike Jones from Malakoff. Mike Jones had a decent game. Malakoff absolutely dominated Ellie. I'm not very surprised that they dominated him, but the 35-0 I wasn't ready to see. I did not expect 35-0 coming out of them. I thought Ellie would have scored a little bit. I thought, I thought he just would have made a play just because of who he is and how dominant he's been against everybody else. But you got to know, this ain't everybody else. This is the real deal when you come to Malakoff. Mike Jones had 134 yards rushing on 15 carries, and they didn't look to throw the ball often. He was 5 of 9 for 76 yards, so nothing special through the air, but he was a part of that vicious ground attack that piled it up on him and just dominated the game, shortened the game. 35-0, absolute dominance there from Mike Jones and the Malakoff Tigers. At number 9, Kinfo, Brian Peoples makes the list. Tied with the tackle lead against DeSoto, 13 tackles, so he leads on that dominant defense. Had a couple of pass breakups, almost had a near pick there in the first half, and had a great game from him. He's had an awesome senior year. One of the few guys that had to answer some questions about and fill in some Buddha Garrett's spot, who's at Tulsa right now, who had a great freshman season. But Brian Peoples has played incredible. He's a physical presence out there on the field, and he's going to have a big game Saturday against Southlake. At number 8, Jacqueline Sheffield makes the list again. He had an interception against Chapel Hill, and Kilgore, it was right. Kilgore dominated like they have because they're the better team, and that's all that is, and never happened. Still, shout out to Coach Rio for making it to the quarterfinal for the 4th year in a row. Are you kidding me? That's ridiculous. That's so. Shout out to the Chapel Hill staff. I'm sure they're anxious to start their offseason, answer some of these things that are being said about them out loud, and address it and become a bigger and better, stronger team with this new batch of Bulldogs. At number 7, K.D. Carter from Longview. The junior corner had a big pick six I think in the second half, to really just kind of let everybody know that Longview's about to beat the dog out of DeSoto. Big pick from KD, the Caden Carter, the junior cornerback who has grown as the season. Man, just the growth between spring and to where he is right now is phenomenal. A great job from the coaches and a great job by him developing throughout that time. He was one of the question marks coming into the season, and he has answered the call this year. Got his first pick six in one of the biggest and brightest moments of the year, and he's going to have to play big in that secondary Saturday as well. At number 6, KJ Edwards. KJ Edwards back on the list again, and the absolute butt whipping that they put on Van, just like last year. And we'll talk more about that later. But Edwards finished with 90 yards on 6 carries, including a 75-yard touchdown. And he also had a 15-yard touchdown catch as well. KJ is elite, and Carthage is elite. And we'll talk more about Carthage a little bit later on. But they absolutely took Russ to the woodshed, just like they did last year and just like they did the year before. They let him know they still the bro, and it was over very, very quickly. At number 5, Kason Brooks again, 13 tackles, 1 sack. He had 2 tackles for loss. He had an interception, and he even forced a fumble at the end of the game. And against DeSoto, the linebacker has been insane. He was good last year. He's the Iron Man as a junior. That kind of lets you know his athletic ability. He's the strongest, fastest kid on the team. Best combo of the two. And he just looks it. He's jumping up and he's batting passes down. He's running and hitting D1 running backs and stopping them in their tracks. You know, Tiger is headed to A&M, and he looked like he belonged on the field with him. He's the biggest playmaker on probably the best defense in 6A Division 2. He's probably the 6A Division Player of the Year defensively. Kason has been incredible all year long, and he had a great ball game again against DeSoto in that 50-14 win. And number 4, from Kilgore, the junior Kason Brooks. They're always back to back, which is not intentional, but it's just how it happens. 16-25 for 193 yards, 3 touchdowns, and he totaled the rock 7 times for 73 yards. Kason Brooks is the ultimate game manager in the most complimenting way as possible. He is going to take care of the football. He is going to get it to his guys, and when the opportunity to scramble presents itself, he's going to do just that. He's an electric playmaker. You can tell he's a multi-sport kid just because of the way he moves his body. You can tell he's been on the court. You can tell he's been on a baseball field before. You can just tell that he is not a guy that's just played football before. He can do it all. I think that leads to his maturity on the field, his decision making. He's accurate as all get out. The dude is just a ball player, and he comes in here at number 4. At number 3, teammate Kilgore's running back Isaiah Waters, the junior, went dumb. 23 carries, 126 yards, and he also caught 6 passes. Didn't really have any yards with the catches, but man, 23 carries, 126 yards, a steady effort, consistently moving the chains for Kilgore, consistently getting them down the field. Just a dominant performance from that offensive line. A guy that really just kind of took the air out of the game. And I know Kason has the stats for the touchdowns, but to me, Isaiah Waters truly was the real killer of the game. Chewing time off that clock, making things go, consistently falling forward, and just killing a wheel of chop. At number 2, we've got back to the top of the list, Jet Surratt, junior quarterback from Carthage, 195 passing yards, 6 touchdown throws in 1 half, and a very familiar beatdown over Van, 53 to, I believe, maybe 14 or 21. Just a crazy score, and it was just like business as usual. These two teams faced off in district the last couple of years, and these games kind of went the same way. They came out and dominated. This is, out of the 10 games, regular season games that they play, I guarantee you Surratt had sat down in the second half in probably 6 of them. So this was just like one of those regular season games, and how it turned out because of the total dominance by the Carthage Bulldogs. So shout out to Jet Surratt and a great performance this past Friday. And the number one player this week is Boosie Washington. Boosie finished with 277 rushing yards, 5 touchdowns against DeSoto, the 2-time defending state champions in 6A football. Man, what a game. What a performance by the guy. Our offensive line really should share, part of this award. I'm not taking anything away from Boosie. Boosie is phenomenal. When Boosie gets a lane, it's over. But the line played so well against DeSoto. I don't believe any tackles for loss. They knocked them off the ball. They covered the men up. They provided running lanes. And the great thing about it is that Longview's got a confident group up there right now. You can see them celebrating in some of these touchdown runs. They're into the game. The passion is all over the place. They are showing the personality of their coaches, and it's so fun to see that, especially if you know them. And so when you see that offensive line playing the way that they're playing right now, when you see Boosie finishing runs the way that they're playing right now, this team is at an all-time high in confidence right now. And we'll talk a little bit more about the Lobos here after a while. Let's get into those top 10 plays of the week. The top 10 plays from the regional finals. At number 10, we are starting out here in Carthage. It is Jet Surratt. He is going to find his kinfolk here. Carroll Preston, I believe, number 11, right up the middle against Van early in the game. And boom, right down the hash to the windows, to the wall. 65-yard touchdown pass there from Jet Surratt to Carroll Preston. At number 9, it is Jacqueline Sheffield playing center field right there in the middle of the field. Free safety. Overthrown ball, I think, by Brisbane, and he runs it down and catches that one. Big pick there to help seal the game for Kilgore. At number 8, this is KJ Edwards against Van. They're running a power toss right here. I'm not going to lie, the sideline referee, what are you watching? Number 12, my goodness, he tackled him. He tackled him. Here we go. Touchdown run by KJ Edwards. Big job done right there. At number 6, this one is scrolling out to his right. It's the backup quarterback. Don't know his name, but Casey Brooks catches that interception there. Scrolling, playing the spy, sees the running back, goes out and covers it. Speaking of picks, let's talk about KD Carter's pick 6 right there against DeSoto, coming in at number 5. Big play there from the junior. At number 4, this one's Boosie Washington running that power, and really it's about the offensive line. Look at the hole in A gap. Nobody there in sight. Touchdown, Longview. At number 3, we've got Casey Brooks, and he's going to drop back and throw a D-I-M-E. Oh my God, what a throw there to LaQuentin Graves on a big time catch there for Kilgore. Number 2 is Casey Brooks again. He's going to get this ball. It's going to chill. He's got a little pressure. Whoop! Man, a guy missed. Roll to his right. Who's he find in the end zone? I believe it's Towns in the end zone. Wide open. Touchdown, Kilgore. And number 1, or is that number 1? Did I put too many plays on here? We got a 2-play play if that's not number 1. Boosie with the stretch, cutting it up the middle, taking it to the sideline. And the true number 1 is this play right here at Boosie Washington, going 93 yards against DeSoto, running that power right up a gap, making the safety miss. And it's a long race, and none of y'all are there. Boosie Washington all the way to the crib. Touchdown, Longview. So let's get into those actual top 4 games of the week. We've got 4 games here in East Texas. At number 4, it is Paradise versus Malakoff. And Malakoff is the most dominant team in East Texas, 30 wins in a row. And they're sitting here at number 4 because I feel like I already know what's going to happen. I don't see Malakoff, if LE ain't scoring points on you, I don't care who. Look, they look like they're playing like the the great value version of Southlake Carroll with the white and green, a highly Caucasian team too. But what I know about Malakoff is they ain't going out to them. If they go, it would have been last week. They ain't going out to them. I know that much. Malakoff by a lot. And number 3, Brock versus Carthage. This is compelling for sure. Carthage looking dominant as ever. It was pretty easy. It was like routinish. It was like a district game from last year, playing Van in the 4th round right then. They dominated it from the jump, just like similar fashion, how they used to get down, how they get down in district. There's been many games Jetsaret doesn't play in the 3rd or 4th quarter. Him, KJL, was like those starters don't play in the 3rd or 4th quarter, and probably 6 out of those regular season games. So that was a business as usual for them. So they're healthy, they're fresh, they're clicking, and they're ready to go. Brock, I don't know anything about because they're not 903. I don't keep up with them. They are a traditional team, though. This is a team that has been in this round several times. They are a traditional program. They've got a different type of community than me. They're going to play hard football. They're going to get after you. They're going to be aggressive. They're going to do everything they can to win. I don't think they have enough talent to take out the Bulldogs, especially the way Carthage has been playing. And number 2, Lavernia versus Kilgore. Lavernia, never heard ya. Nah, I've really never heard of Lavernia. So I don't know anything about them. I don't think that they have enough. I think Kilgore is as good as it gets. I know Kilgore could beat some there's no way Kilgore couldn't beat some 5A teams. Kilgore could play, can absolutely play, and some of the 22s they put out there, 15 and 16 of them are as good as you're going to find in East Texas. This is a really good Kilgore team, and y'all already know how I feel about Case and Brooks. I love their offense. I love the way that they are going. They are aggressive. They're going to run the football. They also are going to take shots. So I feel great about Kilgore. I feel great about their chances to win these last 2 games. And the number 1 game of this week are 2 of the biggest dogs in the room: Southlake Carroll and Longview. And from being a Longview guy, we've always wanted these guys. There's no if buts about it. If you're from Longview, one of the few teams that we haven't played since the dominance of John King in 2004 started, I think we all kind of wanted to look at Southlake Carroll. And Longview fans, we got our chance now. And our boys are playing at an all-time high. Our boys are playing confident, and that's what you don't want to see this time of the year, are a bunch of confident Lobos. A bunch of guys that, why not us? A bunch of guys that, man, we didn't know we thought we'd be working our jobs by now if we were kicking it a month and a half ago. You know what I mean? This was unforeseen, and so I know it. My senior year is very, very similar to what this makeup of this team is. A great, fast, aggressive defense led by an incredible linebacker in Casey Brooks, and a linebacker trio. Brendan Reese is good. Brendan Reese would be talked about the same way if Casey if Casey wasn't there. Brendan Reese, UNT signee, is the only Division I player on this team as of now, which is insane because we haven't talked about Boosie yet. But Jemias Morrow, I mean, this may be one of the best linebacking cores ever. You got to put them in that talk. They're really good. Defensive line holding up, man. I tell you, a John Berry defense is not going to give up that run. And so, this is what makes it so compelling and interesting, though. Southlake Carroll ain't trying to do a whole lot of that run. They're going to throw it around. But Longview's going to get after that quarterback. It's going to be Longview's pass defense versus Southlake Carroll's pass offense. The rain should be gone and out of the way. So that'll be what we all want to see. It's kind of what we thought in the DeSoto game. We're ready to see what the secondary can do against one of the all-time best programs in the state. So it is fun, man. Our offense, We know what everybody should know exactly what's coming. It's been what's coming at you all year. Pause if necessary, but not. It's been what's been coming at you all year. Boosie and A gap, Boosie and D gap. Play action pass. We know it. It's Longview. Like it's who John King is and what he's been. And the great thing about it that he's got, and this is why I say it's so similar to 2010. It's one dimensional. You know, you can pass the ball. Trey's good. Trey can deliver some throws. You got Herndon out there, the young freshman. You got DD out there who's made plays this year. Kiefer's a good player. Kiefer's made some plays this year. You know what I mean? But like, you throw it when you have to. But King's not gonna throw it unless he has to, and he's gonna mix it in a play action pass. He's the smartest guy in the room. There's no and if buts about it. I don't care what room he's in. He's the smartest guy in the room. He's gonna do what he thinks is best for a win. We're playing with house's money. These guys are going to